we were talking about Twitter posts, and we saw some of the Twitter posts, and I just wanted to pull them up. This is from you and from you, and just wanted to react to them, get your thoughts. Nick, make it bigger, please. So this is from Bunny here. You said, I actually think men should be oppressed. Does
that sound like a like that?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want me to guess if that was a joke or not?
I mean, I wouldn't read it as a joke.
Where's the punchline?
Was it a joke?
Clearly you weren't around for the punchline in August 19th, 2020. That was 3 years ago, right?
Go ahead, next. Nick, you said, God, I hate men.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I love that.
Wait, what?
I'm sure
I feel like
do.
You're like trying to show me like expose tweets, but like I've seen ones that are like actually like very hateful, and mine is just like, I hate men.
You guys say that
you have the word hate in that tweet.
Yeah, so imagine if that said, God, I hate black people. The distinction there, like what? How would that read? Do you think?
You think?
It's just fashionable to kind of take a dump on men, right?
You said you love it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think...
Please scoot in. Scoot into the table, please.
Maybe it's because she gets the joke and you guys don't.
What's the joke? Explain the joke to me.
What is the
I'm
joke?
sorry you don't
it's
get
just like
the joke.
No, but I'm ignorant. Explain the joke to me.
Don't you think if I was trying to make a complex point about like my dislike of men, then I would have...
So you admit that you dislike men?
Into the mic, please.
Into the mic, please. Straight into the mic, please. Go ahead.
So I dislike the things that men have been taught. And I have met so many men that have not fit that I do not like. I will not say I dislike men. I don't like men. So you pulling up something that I said 2 years ago.
Do you disagree?
And also, I wasn't dating men during that time either.
How's that how's whether you were dating men or not at all relevant to what you said?
Bro, I'm not making a political statement. I'm tweeting some bullshit on my
Modest
brain.
Hikima donated $200. I'm sorry, but heroin
I don't think that's an incriminating...
Hold on, stop.
With obvious brain damage, argues that if other men are paying for my nudes, NBD, only BD if free? Also, imagine piercing both cheeks and thinking it would bring HVM.
What's HVM?
High value mail.
Jacama, thank you. We have more tweets. Let's just get through all the tweets. Let's just get through all the tweets.
High value mails.
Where are the sexy men at? Y'all are kind of mid, not gonna lie. Okay.
Oh yeah, that one's fun. Do you know that one's funny?
No, but earlier I think you were talking about something about...
She's probably talking about someone specific. Like, it's just a specific hate tweet. I know you all have those moments where you want to... I've seen guys joke about, like, I'm so sick of bitches. Like, I've seen that. It's just, like...
I don't think that's...
I've seen that. I've laughed at guys being like, I'm sick of bitches.
There was a whole Twitter thread. There was a whole Twitter thread called "How We Act When We Start to Hate Our Girlfriends But Don't Want to Break Up."
One at a time. Let me just read all the tweets. You said, just opened up my hoe roster to men. Don't make me regret this. Okay. Sure. I hate to tell y'all, but I tell my therapist details about the men I date and fuck. I even send her pics of them, and she tells me if they're cute or not.
Yeah, I need some honest opinions.
Sure. And you mentioned some. I'll get to the therapy part. Men used to go to war. Now they sell their bin finds on Melrose Weekly. Okay, next one.
Yeah, that's when you go and you buy a bunch of clothes for cheap and then you resell them because you know their value.
I don't care about that. Okay, people think a man who has to shave his head so no one sees that hairline is one of the smartest men ever. Wow, don't you think this is a bit of an ad hom attack? Like, what does his hair have to do with his...
What does his hairline have to do with his intelligence?
I mean, you can be critical of Andrew Tate.
Are you saying men with
Nick,
bad
put it on the
hairlines
other side, please. Nick, put this on the other side. Put us on the other side. It doesn't matter when you tweeted it.
Yeah, it does, honestly.
It really doesn't.
It's the one thing you can make fun of because he's kind of attractive.
25,000 tweets.
No, it's the content of the tweet. You're saying that a man with you're saying that a man with a bad hairline can't be smart.
No, but these are words that you used. I'm just curious about them.
Yeah, a man that has to shave his head to prove that he isn't balding, and then he's giving everyone advice on what they should be doing to be real men.
So, okay. Wait, seems like an ad hom attack.
Okay.
Okay, next. The thought of sex with straight men archetype makes me want to vomit for the first time in my life. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
About vomiting, not particularly.
Okay, yeah. So why you...
Well, it's just, I mean, that's a bit misandrous, but okay, men... Men make me want to vomit. Why can't they just be quiet?
Do we make you want to vomit?
Probably.
Occasionally.
Okay.
You say men make
good
me
job
want to
keeping it in.
vomit.
I'm being
Why
honest.
can't they just be quiet? Okay.
Yeah, probably has to do with something.
This
that
was
somebody
definitely
said to
towards
me.
one man. Like I know it
doubt-
was definitely aimed
Okay,
It
here
all
comes,
comes
here
one
comes the defense.
man.
These are all over a year ago that I don't even.
So your thoughts have changed. Okay. Never working while a man pays for all your stuff is kind of queen shit. Feminist, by the way. That's not a real feminist position, is
Why
it?
do you think that like being a feminist? Being a
Gender
feminist
equality?
means that I can choose whatever path I want. I can choose whatever path I want to take.
Okay.
That should be my right. And that should be every woman's right.
It's just
like she's so valid for having 5 kids. That's amazing.
sure. Okay, keep going, Nick.
Like I'm not talking. There's nothing wrong. Oh, you
In
whooped
a
her after your back.
Oh, this is you.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see.
I'll read it. Okay. In a place in my life where I cannot hang out with men who make less money than me, please don't waste my time.
Yeah, because there'll be like drug addicts who post Crown Royal on their Snapchat that'll be like, do you want to kick it for the night? And I'm just like,
Okay, sure. Next.
I just don't.
Me just over-sexualizing men in my music because it's a free country, and when was the last time you were harassed on a city street about your outfit, sir? Okay.
Not bad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's funny. I live for that.
Do you guys get harassed when you walk down the street? Do they like whistle
I make
or like slow
I make
down
music
or,
about
honk?
like boys. I make
you,
music
'cause
about boys. I love
no matter what I wear, that's
abs.
what
I
happens
love
to me.
skinny boys. I love fat boys.
Do you often dress like this?
No.
No.
I'll be walking in the middle of the night in sweats, a big t-shirt, walking just to 7-Eleven across the street, and then I get slowed down and ask if I need a ride
Pull it back
somewhere.
up, Nick. Pull it back up. Next. Men be like, I love strong, independent women. Women being strong, independent, and reliant on themselves. Men, there's something off here. Most men, this is a trope. This is a trope from women saying, I'm a strong, independent woman. Most men are not out here saying, I want a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, I don't know any dudes. That are saying
That's
that.
not a thing.
Well,
like maybe you're making that up in your feminist
I've known
brain.
a lot of guys like always. The men that I've been around leech off of me. So if I
Sounds like you're hanging out with losers.
You allow that.
That's why I distance myself from people like that.
Go ahead, next, Nick. Men broke my soul, then I learned how to get into their heads to use them and feel special.
That's
What's
pretty
going
toxic.
on there?
This was very much in a toxic. I'm not even gonna lie.
That
This was
3 years ago.
These were personal. So these were personal attacks towards like subtweeting me, like me subtweeting someone. So it's not.
These are not just general statements about your views and
I was just
opinions on
mad
men.
at a man. Like sometimes Twitter.
Let me ask:
just,
if a black person made you mad, would it be equally justifiable to say this about black men?
No, I just don't think it's that serious when I make fun of men. Like I just don't.
Do you think it's that serious when men make fun of women?
It depends on the context. Like I wasn't being. Does it sound like violent to you? What I said? Anything that I said?
Yeah, but I mean,
It's rather
if a dude
like
is
if a guy
making fun,
jokes about the art.
Yeah, but if a dude is making fun of women in the same exact context that you are, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's funny. I sometimes.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be a hypocrite and say they shouldn't do that.
No, I
right?
just if it's violent jokes towards women, which is, I see more often. It's like.
Sure. Well,
I don't.
She said, what did you say, that you hate men? I don't want to misquote you. I forgot the exact. What did you say?
I don't know. My tweet from also like 3 years ago. I can't tell you because I just read it and I forgot that ever exists.
Most of mine were subtweets.
If men were to say,
a lot of them.
Because I can sit here and say I object to men saying that they hate women. Mm-hmm. Do you object to women saying that they hate men?
I have no business on objecting of another woman's opinion.
Starting to change my opinion about like saying that, but I just think it's punching up still, because.
So you're saying it's okay to say that you hate men?
Yes, but there's no violence that is going to come from me saying that.
Of course there is.
I don't believe that. I just don't agree.
Does that mean it's okay then to say it as long as we can't measure in any way that a violent occurrence happens from it?
There's no way to know, but I told you I'm
There's no way to
changing my
know. So
viewpoints
since there's
on
no way to
certain
know,
things.
and we can't empirically demonstrate it, then how can you even say you're punching up?
Because there's just generations of men being the same way towards women.
Yeah,
so when I joke about, I hate men,
how would you demonstrate it when you say to me that there's no possible way that we could empirically measure whether or not me making a comment?
I agree with you.
So how is it even punching up, really?
Because I just don't feel like me saying I hate, like, it's such a literal joke.
What's the joke?
It's just unserious. Like, you're not going to be like, I hate women unless you're just an incel. Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
Have you considered the possibility?
Have
you considered the possibility that you're a very toxic female?
Yes, I do. I consider myself toxic.
Okay.
I have a lot of toxic traits.
Do you take pride in that?
I don't take pride in toxicity. Absolutely not. But
is it worth fixing?
Yes, like I go to therapy. I work on my mental health, and I try to better myself. I have personal things that make me like toxic towards men. That's why I've been celibate. I don't hate men. Like the general statement of it is just silly because it's like.
Is it?
Yes, because
it's
not
not silly
serious.
If I were to say I hate
Everyone
women,
knows if I post that I'm being like goofy. And it's not fun.
If a man were to say
a violent statement for me.
If a man were to say that he hates women, would you object to that statement?
Yeah.
Would it be a sexist statement?
Yeah, but
is it a sexist statement for you to say that you hate men?
Yeah, it was sexist, but it's such a different, like, it's different context. If a man says that, it's like, to me, I immediately think it's violence. Like, it's violent.
How would that be violence?
It's a violent statement to say.
How could that be violence? How could you empirically demonstrate?
I can't empirically demonstrate.
So
the
then
empirical
you're just making
evidence.
it up. So you're just making it up.
In my opinion.
Okay.
That's in my opinion.
Do you hate men? Because it was your tweet. Do you hate men?
No.
Okay. Do you hate men?
I hate patriarchal structures.
It's crazy to me because I don't hate women. If you ask me if I hate women, I can very quickly answer that question, but you had to pause. I think it sounds like I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you kind of do. It's not clear to me exactly what your answer is.
Being around men. I don't hate men. I agree with her.
But it's shocking to me. This seems like in the same way with the discussion about physical strength. I'm literally giving you such a layup here I'm asking you if you hate men.
I don't want the little men watching the little boys watching. The answer to me would think that they're hated. I don't want the teenage boys watching this to think that they're hated.
Yeah, why not?
I really like.
You're just punching up.
But they're.
You just punch it up.
I say men, and like personal. It's just jokes from my personal experience.
So the problem though with expressing that stuff online is those teenage boys, if they're watching this show or if they're listening to you guys right now, they're going to think to themselves, man, there's a lot of women in this world that just straight up hate the kind of man that I want to become.
But you guys frame it. You guys know how to frame it more towards that way because, like,
you're literally just expressing that
majority of women.
You guys are expressing that you hate men online.
I said I did.
I express that as jokes. Like, it is jokes.
You can't
and me
just
being goofy.
throw out a statement and then backtrack and claim it's a joke.
It's toxic. It's a toxic thing to say. Yes.
So I feel like I could even grant it, and I could even say it's okay, fine, sure.
But I hate having it shown
you're just kidding,
on
no
this
big deal.
platform where there's a bunch of teenage boys
My
that are
issue
really
actually
going to
comes in
think
when you say
very seriously about that statement.
When you say it's toxic that men do the exact same thing. That's where I'm like, wait a second. So okay, this is all funny, haha. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
I admitted that it was toxic on my side too.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I have an idea. Let's shift this conversation in a more positive note. Would it be possible to express 3 things that you guys love about men?
Yes, of course.
What 3 things do you love about men?
I like men. I like that they can be really soft, vulnerable, and they are really generous people.
First
in
two
my
are
opinion.
Very feminine traits, but I hear you.
Nashunabo donated $200. Azir, I gave you a W and you threw it in the trash. Can a black man say he hates white women? Is that punching up or down?
Just watch
Who's
Fresh
more
and
oppressed? Careful. Hassan might see this.
You want to answer that?
Wait, I don't.
You said,
okay.
Can
all
I?
right.
You want to move on from it?
Well, it's just you didn't hear it or whatever.
Just, Hassan, if you watch,
He's saying, he's asking,
Yo,
can
bring
a black
back up the
man
Twitter.
say he hates white women? Is
Hold
that
on,
punching
one sec,
up?
Nick.
Wait,
Bring it back. Bring it
they
back.
said that Hassan said
Bring it
he
back.
hates white
No,
women.
he's
Just
asking
are you
you.
punching up if a black man were to say that? Is that punching up? Because
I mean, I've heard them say that.
Yeah, but
and
is it
I think
punching
so.
up is the
Yeah, I
question.
do think that.
Here, I'm gonna just get through the tweets. Go ahead. I'm in the mood to be mean to men again. Nice as your won't be back. Huh? No, we didn't do that one, Nick. Won't be back for another 6 months. You're in a mood to be mean to men again. Okay.
It's just the position.
All right, next. Me before lining up a group of men who have harmed a woman in any way, and mercilessly shooting them execution style. You're talking about violence, right?
Yeah.
That's rather violent, don't you think?
It doesn't matter because she doesn't have the institutional power.
No, I'm admitting that I was going through a toxic time period.
It's not just toxic; it's misandrist and sexist.
It was misandrist. I was a misandrist for a long time.
You still are though?
I'm
aren't
not.
You?
No, I'm trying to work through like any of that.
Okay.
Because I'm still learning. I'm 23. Like,
sure.
There's a lot to learn in this
Nick.
life. And to change.
I'm really tired of liking the same muscular blonde e-boys. Where's the flavor of my dad taught me better than this? He said to stay away from white men.
I grew up in a Hispanic family, so yes.
Why did he tell you that?
Because traditionally in like Hispanic households, it's like that.
Modest Heat
I don't want to go into
$200.
that. That's personal.
Brixon, Ty for answering my question of TTS upping good or bad for business. Why invite 7 girls and question 3? Why invite Andrew and let him have 10 sentences? Plaza, stop torturing the other 4 girls.
Well, it's I don't know. I'm fucking I'm tired.
Do you guys can stop asking us questions?
Hold on. I do think it would make great content to focus more energy on this side of the table.
I want to just at least get through the tweets and then we'll move on. Go ahead.
How many tweets are there?
Guys are so lucky you have so many options for girls. Meanwhile, they're like 2 attractive men where I live. Bye. Okay, that's not
I
that
live in
bad.
a small town. I live in a small town.
Next. Is there next? The only thing broke men have to offer is dick. Please leave me the F alone.
See, he thinks that one's funny.
That's pretty funny.
But it is true. Like that was a true statement. I'm not gonna lie. The last 2 were. I'm not gonna.
If it's too broke to buy a condom, then there's a
next.
Or
problem.
back from.
Why do men not think they can't be used for sex too? Any men I spoke to this year, I cared just as much about you as you did me or less. You good? Question mark. Okay.
This is definitely towards somebody like specific.
Look, the only thing broke men have to offer is dick. A mid-ass Spotify playlist on the audacity. Please collapse under full moon and stay the hell away from me. I'd rather fuck Scarecrow. Okay.